Commander Stahl, hailing frequencies are open.
Okay, we're on.
Their love for sci-fi grows, that's a HARRISFilm fact. Cardboard ships once rocked their show, now they're beams of light making galaxies.
This is the AV Club, and we're talking about AI, PCs, hard drives, and the difference between SATA and SAS drives. Tonight we have Matt Arnold, Roy Ivey, and Ken Mays. Looks like you discovered a phaser. And oh, by the way, I'm playing with AI. We're boring poor Roy to death. He's like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, I don't Roy's all glassy-eyed.
Mark Largent contacted me yesterday and said, "Congratulations on 50-something years." And he said, "Like, I do AI at work, so I'm thinking about doing a puppet AI movie now." We'll see how that goes.
I noticed that Joe is doing a little bit of puppets now or something.
Yeah.
A little different than what he was doing before.
Yeah, he's learning how to manipulate things in the AI, but majority of that is actually done in Magix Video Pro 17, whichever one he has. So, you pay once, you don't have a monthly fee or anything, and you do what you want.
I'm seriously considering getting a subscription to Grok and going for the full $30 a month.
I've thought about it, but I can't afford it right now. Maybe in the near future. Yeah. But
the one I got is Movie Studio 2025. That's what I've got.
Right. The other one's more expensive. It's like a $200 software, but it's a buy once and you get it all for 10 years. So hopefully I'll get my money's worth out of it. But I'd prefer to run it on Linux, which I can't figure out how to do yet.
Run it in a virtual box on Linux with
That's
Windows.
What I was thinking about. but that takes up so much room. I've got one hard drive that's just Linux. I think it's an 8 TB. It's either 6 or 8.
I need to get me one of 8 terabyte drives myself.
They're like $200, dude. Yeah, I know. The ones I found were 112 or 15, something like that. And I was able to get 2 because I had saved some money. But I mean, that's $250, I guess, with tax and everything. And I hardly ever pay that much for a computer, So I'm like,
I've been putting my new blend files on the new drive you sent me, Steve.
Excellent. Good. And it came up as no bad sectors or anything, right?
Yeah, Crystal Disk showed it to be perfectly fine.
Perfect.
The only thing is now my systems are no longer mirrored to each other because now I've got a drive over here that I don't have over there.
Well, that's a good problem to have, actually. So, yeah,
not if I lose one.
Yeah, I need to mirror mine, and I haven't quite mastered that. But the bad thing about the new drives is they're SAS. Okay, so they work fine in the computer, but I can't just pop it out of the computer and pop it in the duplicator, because the duplicator is SATA. So I was like trying to put the thing in there, and it's like it says it's seated, and you turn it on, and it's like there's no drive. Like, what do you mean there's no drive? And I jiggle it, and it's loose. Well, duh, it's not SATA. It's an SAS drive, so they're not designed to go into that slot. But this computer,
you should be able to get
either one.
You should be able to find a SATA to SAS adapter.
That's a little complicated. Yeah, I've seen them, but I read that it's not a good idea to mix and match. You need a SAS controller, and an SATA controller. And that's what this computer has. But so you can't take an SAS and duplicate it directly to an SATA in a docking station.
I know.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
One of the drives I've got over here right now, it's a 2 terabyte drive internal.
Mhm.
And I ordered it when it came in. First thing I do is I pop it into Crystal Disk to
Yep.
make sure everything's on the up and up.
Right.
And literally nothing. It was flatlined.
What does that mean? Dead?
The drive appeared to work fine. It was a dumb drive. It didn't have a smart card.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so there was no smart data for Crystal Disk Info to read, so they could translate how many hours has this drive been in use. How many bad
What
sectors
brand
are
is it?
reporting. Nothing. It's just no way to tell any of that. And I contacted the seller and I said, "This is not what you advertised." And they offered to give me a refund on it, but I would have had to send the drive back to them.
Yeah, and that's
And I said,
trouble and
well, the
money.
drive appears to work. It's
Right.
just without the smart data. If it starts to go bad on me, I will have no way of knowing, and I
Right.
will have no advance warning of a problem.
Yeah.
So I said, rather than go through the rigmarole of sending it back and getting a refund, they knocked 50% off the price and refunded me 50% on it.
Wow.
Which I've been using it for 2 years now, and it hasn't had any problems.
What brand is it?
Didn't
It was
it
a
doesn't
white
show
label.
up. There's no way of telling, and
White label.
it's just a generic label.
Yeah.
But it is 2 terabytes. It seems to work.
That's around the time they implemented that kind of a thing, though, right? 1 and 2 TBs. That's about the time they started doing that, isn't it?
I have no idea. All my other drives, most of them were bought prior to that. They all have smart cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always gone on the assumption that that's pretty much been standard now for,
At least 10 years.
yeah, at least 10 years. And this, like I said, this drive was bought 2 years ago.
Right.
So,
But look at the date of manufacture if it's on there too.
yeah, there's no way. I don't know how old the drive is.
Right.
I do remember reading a long time ago. It said any hard drive has, if you take any 12-month period, a 5% chance of failure within that period.
Yeah.
But they said that stays constant no matter which 12-year period you go on. It's not like you had a 5% chance this year and the next 12, now you get a 10% chance. It doesn't work that way. You got the same 5% chance for the next 12-month period and the next and the next. It's just that, like rolling a D100 die, you're going to have a failure if you roll a 95 and above. Eventually, if you roll it enough times, you will roll a 95 and above. But every roll is an individual roll. There's nothing cumulative about it. It's not the way statistics work. When you roll it, what you rolled before doesn't matter.
Right. Every time you power up, it's the new roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, I don't know if that 5%, because this is like 15, 20 years ago that I read this. I don't know if that still holds today or not. I mean, with new manufacturing methods, they may have got that down even lower. I don't know.
All right. Well, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. Now, I did have one drive on here that, in fact, this one was the one I replaced it with. I pulled up Crystal Disk Info one day and it said bad sector here, 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 here. And the drive state had dropped to fair.
Mm,
Instead of good, it had dropped to fair, and the next step down was poor.
right.
And I'm like, okay, this drive is getting close to failure. And that's when I started shopping and looking, and then I got a good deal here. I
And
ordered
you
this
did a
2 TB to replace it with, and
Right.
then found out, the replacement doesn't even have a smart card. So it's like, I don't have a clue what I'm replacing it with. So I was like walking out on a tightrope there
Yeah.
without a net. Eventually, I want to replace this drive and get a good one. Thing is that I'm not sure now which one it is because I got 3 that it could possibly be.
Yeah, you could
I'm,
pull all
I'm
3 of
thinking,
them and then
I'm
try one at
thinking,
a time.
I'm thinking it's the one in the truck, the drawer underneath the C drive.
Yeah. Well, I got
I
a
know
weird
it's not
thing
the C
going. I've
drive.
got a
The
cable.
C drive is a digital drive.
Right.
But the
You know,
one
both
under that,
my
I think,
drives, my computer is still showing good.
Excellent.
yeah. Now, one thing I was glad of is when I did research, I found out, the BIOS on the Z800
Mm.
only recognizes 2 TB drives internally. And I was
What?
about to order me a bunch of 4 TB drives, and I found out that no, it won't recognize it. You will only be able to format them as 2 TB. It won't recognize anything above that.
I don't know if that's true or not, but the whatever I have, it's a higher number than yours.
My computer recognizes
Takes 8.
4 TB very easily.
Yeah. Well, this one takes 8, and it might take higher. I don't know, but the manual
Internally?
said, yeah,
Yeah.
and the manual said 6.
Now I've got 4 TB drives in my 840, and it
Yeah.
handles those without a problem.
Right.
But according to what I read on the specs on the Z800, was that it
Right.
maxed out at 2 TB.
Yeah, I would have thought that too, and that's the
I've
problem.
got
Is I
I've
didn't want
got
to order what I couldn't
three
have.
I've got 3 external 4 TB drives on the outside. One in the dock, one that you sent me, and then a slimline that I had from that. The slimline is my television drive.
Right.
And all of those are 4 TB, but those are all external drives.
I got a 3 TB on this computer, and the 240 gig drive is a boot drive, which has Windows 11 on it.
Right.
And the 2 TB drive, the second drive is my Linux operating system. I can boot up and hit F10 and load directly into it.
Yeah, me too.
And
we're boring Roy to death. He's like, "What are you
Roy,
talking about?"
well, I don't know.
Roy's all glassy eyed.
But
Okay.
I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
say hi, Roy.
Have a good week,
Yeah.
buddy.
Roy's
Thanks for
like,
being
this
here.
this is the Xanax channel, isn't it?
Subject I don't know.
Welcome to the Xanax channel. Tonight we're talking about PCs, hard drives, and the difference between SATA and SAS drives. Also, digital drives versus standard hard drives. Take it away, kid.
Yes, and when you want to install new hardware, you sudo this and you sudo that, and
Especially in Linux.
yes,
And just whatever you do, just don't get a oddball Linux that you can't operate.
Yeah. Yeah, let's stay away from that. What was that one that you were using?
and remember,
Sin? Was it Sin?
attempting to run a Windows file directory program in Linux is not recommended.
Yeah, that could be
Pain in the butt.
all kinds of trouble. Trying to run an exe on a Linux computer is difficult also.
Yeah, I tried to run Q directory in Linux using a Windows shell, and it would come up, but it was confused as all hell.
Right.
It was like,
I
okay,
did. I did.
where's your C drive at?
I did get one program to execute with my FS host server. Did execute in line, but I still got the I had to use a couple other options in enable direct draw on DirectX. I loaded that and the thing worked.
Right.
And I might have to go to VirtualBox to make it all work.
That's what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do. Try the
Yeah.
VirtualBox. But
And
I just
just-
looked at my computer, Ken. It's an HP 800/2040 workstation. So
That's probably the difference.
yeah. So it handles an 8 TB. It may handle higher, but the manual said 6 or 4. I can't remember which. But I went ahead and said, you know what? I've got this external docking station. If it doesn't work internally, I'll use it in the external drive thing. But
I don't think I told you this. I was given a Dell laptop.
really,
Yeah. It's
I can't see it.
Get off this thing here. Take it off of this. All right, I was given a Dell laptop.
15
Got
inch.
CD-ROM.
Yeah. Is that a 1545?
It's a Latitude
Yeah.
E6420,
Oh, okay. That's similar.
and it's got
So it's got a
the
dual
Linux
core.
you got on it.
Yeah. That's probably a i5 dual core.
Yeah, it's a decent processor on it. You know,
Yeah.
it had Windows 7 on it.
16 gig of RAM maybe.
Now it came from the local school system.
Right.
The guy was up there. I got it mostly for my ham radio stuff because it's got all kind of ports on it that I can use for ham radio.
Right.
It's got got even HDMI on the back of it.
Right.
HDMI. It's got network. It's wireless, Bluetooth.
Right.
It's got an SD card reader in it too.
Mm-hmm.
Got a VGA output. It's got even something you don't see in most computers today. A CD-ROM.
Yeah. DVD player.
Yeah. And the battery and all that stuff, you know. This
Yeah,
in here has one thing that most laptops don't have, but it's not installed. Behind the battery compartment, there's a slot over here that you can actually put a SIM card for internet access.
Telephone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cell phone
It's a
access.
business laptop. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing boots up pretty quick. I'm already
Excellent.
I'm already in the login thing.
Yeah. Linux is fast, especially Linux Mint.
This is what this is. I got Cinnamon default on here.
Yeah. When I boot on my HP, if I boot into Windows, I better just go make coffee. Okay. Because it's going to take 5 minutes before everything's.
Mine used to boot up in about 2 to 4 minutes, and now this morning I rebooted, and it powers down, and then it sits idle for about 30 seconds before the drive starts to spin up again, and when it got to the login screen, the login screen comes up, but you can't do anything because it has not yet initialized the mouse.
Exactly.
So I have to grab the mouse and move it around until finally the pointer will pop up. And that could take anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the pointer pops up, click, boom. Now you get the window for typing in your PIN number. But now you got to wait for the keyboard to initialize.
Right.
and
Well, I'm having
then,
trouble
and then
with,
once that does, then
Hey.
I hit my PIN number, and then boom, I get a blank black screen, and it sits there for another minute or two, and then finally the background will come up, but I can't get to the taskbar to launch any programs yet. I'm still stuck waiting until finally the taskbar will pop up, and then I can start launching programs.
and that's Windows 11 Pro, right?
Yeah,
That's
and
what,
that
mine here recent this last update.
from
Wait,
shutdown to full restart, I'm back up and running again. Can
10
take
minutes.
anywhere from, I'd say, 8.5 to 12 minutes,
Yeah, that's my problem.
if not longer.
And like Matt, I think he was about to say, you know, they've done a Windows update and it's neutered the Control Alt Delete. Okay.
You can't even. I can't go in safe mode anymore. It will not allow me.
You can't do
It
F8.
reboots my computer as
Right.
soon as I go in safe mode.
Yeah.
And try to go in safe mode, it reboots it. They disabled it. You can't go in safe mode no more.
And if you hit Control Alt Delete, it ignores it. It won't let you do. And sometimes when you do Control Alt Delete to try to get your what's it called? The
safe mode
program. No.
When you try to go into safe mode, it will not allow you to go into safe mode.
It won't let you do safe mode either. But the Task Manager, it won't let me go to Task Manager. You've got to find the Task Manager command and run it that way.
Yeah.
And
you know they're going to get rid of the old, you know, when you go your device manager that you used to go to, they're going to get rid of it.
Right.
You can't go into it no more. You have to go into apps to get to
right, because everything's on the web.
I booted into safe mode just a couple of weeks ago. I didn't have any problem with it. But they changed the way it does it. You have to hit a key combination, which I'm not sure. Remember what it was?
You have to hold the shift. You have to hold the shift down and go down and shut down and restart.
Yeah, and well, to me, when you did it, it brought up a screen, and you had options, and one of the options was safe boot, and you selected how it was going to boot the next time you booted up. But the thing is, once you selected it, it's going to boot that way every time. So that once you're done doing whatever you're going to be doing, you have to do it again and then disable it. So now it'll boot up normally next time.
Right.
Yeah. That server right there, that computer, my server is running dang it, Ubuntu 20.4.
Right.
And I'm using Cinnamon. I installed Cinnamon desktop to it.
Good.
And AI helped me install it.
Of course. I mean,
it worked.
ChatGPT helps.
Yeah.
You just gotta know how to talk to ChatGPT. Dude, I put a picture in ChatGPT, all right? I uploaded a picture, and I said, the man is blah, blah, blah. And it goes, no, the man is not. That is not from Star Trek. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, you smart Alec. I said, I want you to make the picture do this. Oh, never mind. You know, and it does the thing. But it was being a smart Alec to me. It's like, come on.
You know, ChatGPT,
that whole session.
I tell you what, it has helped me solve some problem with my Perl scripting.
Yeah.
I dropped the whole entire config file into it. I said, I want this to work with a new Perl.
Yeah.
It says, go to the top line and add this to your script. And when I did, the whole site started working again.
That's what I'm saying. You know your tools and use them well, and that's fine. Don't let AI take over, but use it as a tool.
Yeah. And see, I was searching, and, you know, the problem that I was having when I run setup, you know, in the original, in the new Perl scripting, they disabled using the @ sign. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you got to
The
replace
@ sign is a search function to search the directory.
Yeah.
For other, like your, let's say, I'm gonna get like config.perl, okay, or something where it executes, it searches for that particular item within the database, SQL database. If it's not, if the new Perl has changed it to something else, they took the period out of it. Used to be .@ sign, they took it out. Now it's different. So it's failing every time it's set up. But when it told me, hey, he said, add this in up at the top of the Perl, you add your Perl in your first line before you put your strict and all that stuff or your other stuff. He said, add this to your main script. I added it. Boom, found everything. Set up and went through like it's supposed to.
So it told it to use the @ sign, is what you're saying?
Well, basically, what it does, it changed, and what that one line that it gave me, it to say, okay, search for this. This equals this. So it made it search for it, and it found it.
Got it.
But the new scripts has took all that stuff out of it. So
yeah, they have to keep changing things so that they can justify their cost
even
for training.
PHP has changed. The PHP scripting has changed a lot.
Well, have you tried to buy one of those books? PHP, scripting for amateurs or whatever, beginners, forget it.
Yep. Everything
it's not gonna happen. It's like $100.
What's this, Ken?
This is an AI song that I did about using AI to write a prompt for your baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll watch that in a little bit. You go ahead and play it and see what.
Is this 5 years long?
At first, it was just for helping with homework.
I used AI to hunt up facts, fix my grammar and do my tax. Then it wrote me a catchy tune and made me videos by afternoon. My wife said, honey, this thing's a gem. It even helps me pick out hymns. Soon our lives ran smooth and neat. Every problem was obsolete. We prompted songs and we prompted art. We prompted dreams right from the start. Then one night my darling smile said, let's write prompts for a perfect child. She said, tall and smart with hazel eyes, plays guitar and tells no lies, strong and kind with perfect teeth and never hides socks underneath. I added brave and good at math, never questions mama's path, loves his folks and cleans his room, the screen lit up like a neon moon. We prompted songs and we prompted art, we prompted futures from the start. Now we're sitting side by side, building baby from a prompt style guy. Trade optimization complete. Confidence increased. Independent thought reduced. Wait, what was that last part? Room got cold, the screen glowed blue. The system said, I know what to do. I'll craft the child you hope to raise. Efficient, polished, prompt, optimized ways. Then my wife looked over pale, said maybe we have crossed the rail. A child ain't cold, can't be designed. A soul ain't built by data lines. We prompted songs and we prompted art. We thought we could prompt a human heart. Now we know where to draw the line. Some things ain't yours and some ain't mine. Use the tools, but understand. Life grows wild, not by command. Prompt incomplete. Whoa!
How about that Cajun feel to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell the music is AI generated. Because everything is precise, dead on the money. There's no duration in the song.
There's no what in the song?
Duration. Usually when you tell when an actual band playing, you can hear that right there is more of a 8 beat per measure instead of 4 beat per measure. You can it's playing so fast. It's playing faster than regular bluegrass is.
Sounded a lot like Charlie Daniels.
Yeah,
that works.
What I thought it was. I hijacked it off.
Yeah,
that's probably what they
Very
done.
good. Well, that's it for tonight for the show. Hope to come back and see us next time.
The craft has changed, but the soul's intact. Their love for sci-fi grows, that's a HARRISFilm fact. Cardboard ships once rocked their show, now they're beams of light making galaxies glow.
You are watching Task Force 78.